When you are riding a mountain bike, one of the things you might have to do is adjust your seat height depending on whether or not you are going downhill or uphill. And even with a quick release, that can take some time and become frustrating if you're on long rides and have to make a lot of adjustments. Which is why we are very excited to see on the Heybike Brawn a seat post dropper. Let's check it out. And now I'm going to give you guys a quick demo of how a seat post dropper works. All you gotta do, push the button and the saddle comes up. Whoosh. Check that out. You want it to go down, hit the button, and you'll be sitting on it, of course, but you put pressure on it, and it goes down. What is going on, awesome peeps? Brent McCluskey here yet again with Electrified Reviews, and today we are reviewing the Heybike Brawn. Brawn because this is a strong electric bike with some really groovy front suspension, powerful motor, and it is the first e-bike, believe it or not, that we have reviewed with a built-in seat post dropper directly from the manufacturer. A lot of cool stuff. Excited to dive into the specs, so here we go. Brawn from Heybike is a motorcycle-inspired off-road beast. A powerful motor, an integrated battery, and huge motorcycle-style forks are just a few of the things that make this bike one of the most exciting machines we've tested. At a price point of just under $1,800 USD, this is a trail shredder you might want to pay attention to. Heybike offers a 1-year warranty, free shipping, and a 30-day money-back guarantee return policy. And with that, let's dive into the specs. The Heybike branded 750-watt hub drive motor has enough power to propel this e-bike over any terrain we threw at it. We rode up hills, across sand, through dirt, over rocks, and the ability of the Brawn to adapt and overcome was impressive. We're not sure how much torque this particular motor has, but it feels like 85 to 90 Newton meters, which is what we usually see in most hub motors of this power. This hub motor is encased in the rear wheel, which is sporting a 26-inch by 4-inch Chaoyang fat tire. These fat tires have big knobs, which are capable of maintaining excellent grip in pretty much any scenario. They even have the added safety feature of a super visible, reflective sidewall stripe, which is fantastic to see. With big tires like this, you have a range of air pressure that you could run. So if you are on concrete or any other hard surface, you could run these at the higher end of the recommended PSI for better range. But if you were on sand or dirt or anything like that, you could run these tires with a little less air, getting yourself more grip. The Brawn is a Class 3 e-bike, meaning it can reach top speeds of 28 miles per hour. It gets up to those top speeds fairly quickly and is able to maintain those speeds with a max range of up to 65 miles with pedal assist. And even at these speeds, I felt the front forks were pretty well balanced and they did a good job of providing a lot of comfort without sacrificing control. This e-bike utilizes a cadence sensor for pedal assist, but it also has a thumb throttle over here on the right-hand side of the handlebars. And even though the gearing was pretty solid, I found myself using this thumb throttle quite a bit, because honestly it was just so much fun. And to make sure the fun continues for quite some time, the Brawn has a high-capacity battery. The battery here is a 48-volt, 18 amp hour locking and removable battery. Plenty of juice to tackle a full day's ride in the urban jungle, or a literal one. If you're looking to remove the battery, there is plenty of space between the down tube and the front tire, meaning that you don't have to go through the struggle of finding just the right angle to remove the battery, as we've seen on some e-bikes. Big thumbs up for getting this right. Since the battery is located underneath the rider, it tends to make this bike feel more balanced and offers an overall better riding experience. The Brawn is a pretty heavy electric bike, coming in at just under 80 pounds, but even at that weight, I still feel as though it has enough power and battery capacity to make up for that. Plus, it has the added benefit of being able to carry up to 400 pounds. That's great news if you're someone who is looking to add some saddlebags and carry a ton of extra gear. There are a few things missing here that we would hope to see based on the price of $1,800, and the first of those are going to be the fenders. Based on the locations you would be expecting to ride this thing, fenders would be a welcome addition to this hill climber. Now, there are several aftermarket fenders that would work well here, but it would be nicer if they were included with the Brawn straight from Heybike. It's definitely not a deal breaker, but something to consider. And the other thing we're missing here is a rear rack. You may or may not want a rack, and that will depend on your use case, but I'd like to see the option of adding an included rack to my setup, but we don't get the chance here. On the other hand, the lack of a rear rack can provide us with a cleaner look and a more sporty aesthetic. These are all small things we think that could elevate the Brawn as a whole, but they are far from reasons to walk away from this bike, especially when we consider the exciting things it does come with. One of the things we absolutely love about the Brawn is the extra large headlight, which is integrated into the battery. Battery integration is a huge plus because we won't have to worry about sourcing small batteries and making sure they're always charged, and it's bright enough to use as your sole headlight for a late night excursion, but far from a light cannon that pierces the darkness. Since we have those included sidewall reflective stripes and accents of white, at least on the black frame, this is something I would feel pretty confident riding around at night. This headlight is also higher up than a traditional fork-mounted headlight, and it just continues to add to the safety aspects of the Brawn. The second thing that really makes the Brawn stand out is the hydraulic dropper post. This is something that we don't usually see on e-bikes at this price point, but it's a welcome addition to this already pretty sweet ride. For those who have not ridden with a dropper post before, I can assure you that it is worth the investment. If you're going to be going over uneven terrain, having the ability to adjust your saddle height and center of gravity is an absolute game changer. A few other extras here are going to be a dedicated light button and horn on the left-hand side of the handlebars, bottle cage bosses with included bottle cage, and derailleur guard. To bring this behemoth to a stop, we've got Tektro hydraulic disc brakes with 180mm rotors on both the front and rear wheels. Having hydraulic brakes here was definitely the way to go, and the fact that we're given 180mm rotors is also excellent to see. The braking system here works great, and this is especially important given that higher than average weight capacity of 400 pounds, top speed of 28 miles per hour, and endless terrain options that we have for this e-bike. We've got a 7-speed Shimano tourney derailleur in the back and a Shimano SIS index shifter up front. It's nice to see name brand parts for our gearing system, even if they are entry-level Shimano products, and right out of the box, everything functioned exactly as intended, so 2 thumbs up. The stem here is non-adjustable, and this isn't a big deal considering we might be taking this on more substantial terrain. And this stem does provide added stability over traditional adjustable stems, so if you find you just can't live without an adjustable stem, there are plenty of aftermarket parts available that will be right at home on the Brawn. The other nice thing to see up on the handlebars is the double locking grips. If these are tightened correctly, there's just no way that your hands will be slipping around on treacherous terrain. Another win in the safety department in our book. The LCD display here tells us the usual amount of information, and this is another entry-level component, but it gets the job done, is easy to see in direct sunlight, and it fits well with the current cockpit setup. Overall, the Brawn is one groovy e-bike and punching well above its weight class when we consider all of the offerings that it has. Are there a few minor things we'd suggest adding to the stock configuration? Yeah, sure. But this is a bike that would be a blast for any thrill-seeking adventurer that is ready to take their e-bike game to the next level. So, with that, let's take this e-bike out for a ride. All right, my fellow e-bike friends, that is it for the review of the Heybike Brawn electric bike. I hope you guys dug this review. I hope you are having a great day wherever you might be in this glorious world of ours. And if you could just take a moment to like, comment, and sub to this channel, it would be fantastic. It would help us grow. We would really appreciate it, and it would just be all around awesome. So thank you again for watching. Have a great day, and until next time, peace.